Good morning, everyone. I wish that you've had as peaceful and productive, relaxing and centering morning as I have. Life is great. Life is good. And life is what you make of it. Because you get to make your life by the way that you think, which in turn affects the way that you act. Your beliefs have a massive impact on the life that you'll create for yourself. Do you live in a friendly or a hostile world? Do you have good luck or bad luck? Do you experience light or darkness? So which of those sides do you choose to look through with your invisible glasses? See, if we understood that we all have on a pair of glasses, they're invisible. However, the way that we look through them is what reflects what we get to see. So I choose to look for kindness. I choose to find peace. I choose to find acceptance. I choose to find learning. I choose to find generosity. And that's why those same constructs come back to me into my life. Started reading a book that I had previously read before. Probably one of the best books that I read during my BWW experience. And it was, funny enough, written by an individual part of that organization, Colleen Desai. The book is called Believe and Achieve. Same color as Follow Your Light, funny enough. The next book I'll be reading is The Richest Man in Babylon. Jim Rohn's been telling me to read that for quite a few months. Really though, probably 2 months that I've really been hearing him say it. So that's next up. That needs to get ordered though. So I actually had a book that I was going to read that talks about the brain and having culturally responsive teaching, and it wasn't clicking off the bat. It wasn't flowing. And I put it down and I said, if this is not the right time to read it, then I'm not going to read it. Only do what flows into your life. If something is not flowing with you, that means it's not meant for you at that time. So let it be, let it rest, come back to it when it's time. Again, everything's a cycle. So let it be and come back to it when it's time. What he talked about in this book, as I talked about beliefs, is how we have the most powerful computer in the world within ourselves, in the brain, yet it doesn't come with a manual. So this individual spent some time working in technology and talked about how there's training and a manual for how to properly use whatever piece of technology he's working with. However, our brain doesn't come with that. Our brain has success principles, yet often and unfortunately in school, they're not taught directly to us. We're not taught how to properly use the most powerful resource that we have. So we got to learn it ourselves from people like Les Browns or Jim Rohns or Wayne Dyers, Tony Robbins, individuals that have figured out how to use the brain to create the reality that they wish to live in. It's such a desire of mine that everyone understands that they are in complete control of their reality. all by the way that they choose to think and act. And yes, life is going to throw you some unexpected curveballs, yet many of them are simply an opportunity to move on to a better situation. When one door closes, another opens. And usually that next door is better than the one that closed. Often. Sometimes we need to take the peace to reset and notice that. Just reading the first chapter of this book and looking at how his life played out, that's one wonderful benefit to getting a biography or autobiography and seeing someone's life and seeing how all the dots connected. At the time, something might seem undesirable, yet finding out that it ends up working in our favor. Him, for example, was going to become a doctor, and he was on pace to do it. However, didn't pass the medical exam, so couldn't get into doctorate school, and thought his dream was over to get to America, make money. Ends up getting into pharmacy through a recommendation, and it ends up being that the visas were getting more favored towards pharmacists and doctors rather than pharmacists and nurses rather than doctors. So if he would have made it through the route of becoming a doctor, he wouldn't have made it through the U.S. But because he failed that exam, which seemed undesirable at the time, he went into pharmacy, which ended up working out as he was able to use that to get a visa to come over to the U.S. Then when he gets to the U.S., his pharmacy dream got shut down because he was 3 hours late to the interview because he took the wrong bus in in New York. And unfortunately, the employer was not understanding of that, which makes no sense at all. Someone just got to a country, but that's beside the point. So that door closes, and another friend opened up a door for him to get into becoming essentially kind of a simple task organizer in an office, which ended up opening up the door to the technology space. So just connecting the dots. Use your brain. Expect what you want. I'm going to share 2 quotes that I really appreciated right away out of this book. One from Abraham Lincoln. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. That was from Abraham Lincoln. And this one is from Charles Spurgeon. It's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. It's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. Which reminds me of a story of a woman out of Follow Your Light, who, elderly woman, believed she was widowed, and the story was her talking to the author about how excited she was because they had a root beer float party in the hallway the other day. Finding joy in what you have is key. And what does that do? That leads to more joy, because you then expect good things to happen. Because you found joy in this, so I expect to find joy in the next. If I find misery in this, I'm going to expect to find misery in that. Something that Cooley talked about in regards to expectation was certain cultures say that if you have a black cat cross your path, that's a sign of bad luck. So now their brain is programmed to expect something bad to happen because the black cat crossed their path. Now when the bad thing happens, now that reinforces their belief that every time that the black cat crosses their path, something bad has to happen. And that's just going to keep getting reinforced. I have a family member who expects to have something go wrong with his order when he goes out to eat. Well, if that's what you're expecting to happen, then it's going to happen. Why would we ever expect something to not work out in our favor? Because it's happened to you over so many years? what I really like about what Colleen shared is these universal laws of success, the law of expectation, the law of belief, the law of attraction, they're all laws. They're all natural laws, no different than the law of gravity. You wouldn't jump off a building and be like, oh, well, I don't believe in gravity, so I know I'm going to be all right. No, you understand that that's a law. Well, why are people blind to accept that there are other laws that you also can't see? You can't see gravity, so why do you believe in it? You can't see electricity, right? You can't see the ether that the internet is connected to, but you believe in it. So why wouldn't you believe in the law of expectation? It's interesting to me. And I understand it's because you felt beaten down over the years, but are you just going to stay on that path? Do you want to make your life better? Do you want to live your dream? Or do you want to take these 80 years and go to the grave and then have regret, knowing that you didn't do everything you could have because you were scared? Because you were chilling in your known hell rather than seeing your unknown heaven. If you never try something new, nothing new is ever going to happen for you. So I hope that you're super happy with the life that you have if you're not going to try something new. And if you're not happy with what you have, then you better try something new. So, came at you guys with a little heat today. Sorry about that. Came a little stronger, but speaking from the heart as always, and don't even feel that it's me speaking. I give all power and all glory and all thanks to the Spirit that connects us all, that is flowing through me and using me as a vessel to share words of positivity and light and confidence. So I wish a light and positive, confident day for all of you, as the light in me always recognizes the light in you. Much love as always. Peace.